Is this thing on? Can you guys hear me? Where's my volume button here? Where's my volume? There it is. Okay, awesome. Hi, everybody. Hello, Facebook family. It's 6 o'clock on Saturday, August 30th. There's probably not a lot of you on because I know that I have a bunch of friends performing. We have Mikey Massacre over at Bar Frida. Hope he has a great gig. We got a bunch of people who are going to be over at Shillelagh Tavern for the last open mic. Shillelagh is under new management, and they're going to be closed for a little bit while they make changes, under the new management, who say that they will have music, once they're settled in. But this is the last open mic there for a bit, so I hope that that goes well. And all of my other buddies who are gigging, and all of you who are going out to support them and enjoy. Um, Party responsibly, stay safe. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have a great gig. I'm here doing boring administrative stuff and in between doing laundry and mom stuff. But I did want to address some of the people who have been supporters and fans of mine personally, as well as in the stuff I do with music. The gigs that I do with American Archives of Counterculture, the charity gigs, and also I back in last December in 2024, I joined a great band called the New York Rats, and I'm sorry to announce to everybody that my time in the band is over. I made the decision uh, this past Tuesday. Was at the 20 something, 25th, 26th. So, hi, Bibi. I made the decision around the 25th or 26th to leave the band. I don't really want to go into uh, all the reasons why I did that, because I don't really think it's professional to uh, always bands have stuff. There's personalities, there's creative differences, there's ways that people communicate. Some people work one way, others work another way. There's people who lean more towards being hobbyists and maybe don't understand the business that goes behind, and the money that goes behind doing things, for a band. And then there's people who are all about the money and forget to have fun, and there's always that needing to have a balance. Things happen, you know what I mean? Life happens, people have kids, get married, get a job, need to relocate. Things always happen when you're in music, when you're in art, and when you're just in life. And it's not uncommon for, bands to split up or people to leave. So I don't want to really get into a whole thing. I'm not here to spread drama or speak ill of people. Suffice to say that um, I didn't feel I could be myself anymore. I didn't feel respected or heard. Um, I didn't feel that I was getting reciprocal stuff, and I didn't feel safe. Uh, and that's not because anyone necessarily threatened me or whatever. It's just I guess my time in the band had run its course. The short time that I was in lead singer in New York Rats, I really, really loved performing for all of you. I absolutely freaking loved it. I had so much fun gigging and being on the stage and interacting with the audiences. I really enjoyed sharing the stage with other artists, um, other musicians. It meant so much to me, especially to have people who are more seasoned musicians in this punk scene, especially, show me love, support, mentorship, give me honest and constructive criticism, stand up for me against some of the haters, um, include me in some of their projects, and reciprocate by offering me bookings with other stuff. It meant so much to me, to have that love and support from other musicians who've been doing this longer. It really meant so much. Thank you so much for your support. Thanks also to the fans, the people who clicked, um, the 5,000 likes. the 5,000 views on my YouTube. I never thought I'd ever see that. Um, the people who are listening to and swapping the two songs that we put out recently, I'm blown away. It's amazing. Thank you so much for all your support. I, I I can't say enough how much I truly do appreciate it. I really do. I loved every minute of it. Um, I wasn't expecting at like 50 something and with all the stuff that I've gone through to ever be in that space, and I'm glad that I was. I put a lot of my time, my money, my creativity, my talent, the contacts that I've built, even nonprofit work. I put a lot into the band, a lot, a great deal. I worked hard for hours every single day to bring the band to the spot that it got in, where it was starting to become a name and starting to be known, and people were starting to give us respect and appreciation. And I'm glad for that work, and I really learned a lot. And I learned to trust my intuition. I learned to believe in myself, um, things that I didn't think I could do, I did. And I'm really proud of myself for it. Um, it was, when it came to that, a great experience. A lot of love to people at Astoria Soundworks. I'm going to see them again. I'm always in and out of studios doing other things with other artists. But, I mean, the venue owners I met, so much, really. But it was no longer a place where I felt I could be myself or be seen, like, and heard for the person I really am. And it was just time to go. And I don't know what the band's plans are moving forward. I don't know if they're going to get another vocalist or if they're going to continue on with my bro Henry, who I love very much, doing the leads. He's an amazing and talented individual, multi-talented individual. Um, I don't know what their plans are. I do hope that they continue and that they do well. Um, and I'm going to continue to do me. And I know that there are some people who are really shocked and disappointed, and I'm sorry that you're shocked and disappointed. But this is what I needed to do, for me to be okay. It's what I needed to do. I was apprehensive about it at first. I had talked about leaving more than once, and there was a band member who really asked me to stay. They said that I was the face of the band and it wouldn't be the same without me. And I did take 72 hours to think about it, and I did try again, and it just wasn't working. It just wasn't. It really just wasn't. Um, and I wish it was working, but it wasn't. Um, so I did give the best that I could, and I appreciate those who appreciate what I did and what I brought to the table, and the sounds. Thank you so much for all of the support and the feedback, for coming out to our shows, all of that. Thank you so much. So where do we go from here, right? I don't know what the band's plans are, you know, but I will say you will see me performing again. You will soon. I mean, not tomorrow or next week, but soon. I have a lot of really good material. I have crates and crates of material, um, and I have a couple of people who are going to be working with me to put my lyrics and my stories to really good music. Um, it's probably going to be in the punk genre, but it might not be. I mean, I'm pretty versatile about that. And we hope that uh, maybe by the end of January, we'll be able to start gigging out with the new band. Um, and hopefully, I will get your support on that as well. Um, Also, I have had a couple of people ask me if I would come into the studio and help them with vocals on some of their tracks that they're going to be releasing, either as a backup vocalist or a duet or a lead on a couple of their songs where they feel a female lead would be more appropriate. And I really appreciate their confidence in me and their belief in my talent. And I'm looking forward to working on those projects with them, and I hope that they are successful. Um, I'm still going to be throwing the charity gigs, the shows that people have started to become used to. We have a bunch of indoor ones during during the winter and early spring, and there were requests from people to do more outdoor shows. So we're probably going to have more shows in our parks, community centers along that vein. We're going to be doing some in other boroughs, not only when you see me at Washington Square and other parks in Manhattan, you'll probably see some of my stuff in Queens and also in the Bronx, Upper Manhattan. I'm really excited about some of the plans that we have. I'm going to be launching a website for the charity stuff soon. I will be needing donations from people who want to see me continue to do the charity shows and the charity work. There will be an appeal that goes out, and I hope that those of you who are in a position to give something to help me defray the expense and allow me to keep doing them will be in support. Anyway, that website and all that stuff will be launched soon. And I also got a call from a great venue who kindly offered me a chance one Saturday a month to run shows out of their venue. I'll be talking with them about finalizing that because I would love to do that, and hopefully maybe I can run an open mic or run some shows once a month out of out of Manhattan with their with them hosting me, which I really appreciate their vote of confidence and that they thought of me and invited me to do that. So you're going to be seeing ads for bookings. You know, I do try to pay the artists. I may not be able to pay you whopping sums. The system may be wonky and your pay might be late, but you do get paid. I try to give somebody some, if not pay, fair, honest compensation for the hard work that they put in, because being an artist and a performer myself, I know what it is to and thank you, BB. I know what it is to have to schlep out and all of the studio sessions, rehearsing, and all the work that goes into doing that one show. And it is a labor of love, but it is also work. And just respect dictates that you take care of your artist, and at the very least, maybe give them some gas money and money to, I don't know, buy a sandwich, something. So I will try my best to keep the gigs paid and paid fairly, and to make sure that it's a situation where our artists are respected that way, where the work conditions that they're under are fair and safe, and also where the venue is also respected and thanked for, hosting us, and we respect their venue and their space, and help them stay in the black. Because if the venue doesn't do well, our artists don't have a place to start. So, and a lot of these are family-owned businesses. They invest so much, and they also are working really hard to open and close those doors and keep the place running. It's not easy for anybody in entertainment. So, I like to try to have that balance with everybody, to the best of my ability. And it's not perfect, and I'm still learning, and you guys are teaching me, you're mentoring me, you're including me, and I can't thank you enough. Um, and I'm really psyched for some of the stuff that we're doing, and some of the bands, some of the producers, um, some of the recording house people, that venue owners that are teaming up with me and helping me continue to do these charity gigs and everything else. I love to showcase our young people and our up and coming artists, and I also like to give a chance for artists who've been around a long time to showcase their original work if they hadn't had a chance to, or to revamp their career, repackage themselves if they want to change genres, if they uh, feel that they're kind of being pushed in like the old school track and they want to put out new releases so that newbies can hear them and they can have more longevity on the stage. I love to be a service that way to all of our artists. Um, I am feeling the love back. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for giving it back. Um, so that's basically it. I want to let people know that I'm not in New York Rats anymore. I do want to encourage you, check out our single, check out the songs that I am on. We put out a great song called Basta, which has the, you know, like late 70s, crossover from 60s music, kind of SoCal vibe, you know what I mean? And then we have Out of My Head, which leans more towards the beginning of the hardcore era from the late 80s, kind of going into the 90s. It's not straight up in your face hardcore, but it's at that beginning era of hardcore punk. And a soon to release Hand Washer, which is my story that I wrote about my experience of having been being a survivor of sexual violence and abuse, and overcoming it, and having it be in my past now, very much in my past. And I wrote it's a song, and I'm glad for Joe Radovali putting it to music. I performed it for the first time in front of an audience on March 7th of this past year, 2025, at a benefit that we put together for RAIN, the Rape, Abuse, Incest National Network, to keep the hotline open. There have been a lot of cuts to different programs, and the Department of Justice cut programs for victim services and cut a lot of things that had to do with DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, which includes women's issues. Not that you have to be female to be a victim of, that type of a crime, but because of that, a lot of different places are kind of struggling, and it's important to me, having been helped more than once by the counselors on the RAIN hotline, that 24-hour national hotline remain open 24/7, 365 days a year for anyone who has just been molested, raped, beaten, in need of a safe place to go away from their abuser, in need of legal services to prosecute, in need of short-term, temporary counseling or sliding scale counseling, in need of help from places like Safe Horizons or the African American Policy Forum or Black Women's Blueprint, all these wonderful organizations that we have all over the country in all of our communities for people who need that help. They have been an excellent resource. They have been an excellent resource for me. They have literally saved my life 3 separate times, and it's important to me to see that hotline open. After I did the show, I was asked by the development directors of their national office, the national headquarters in DC, if I would be willing to be part of an appeal, an email appeal that they send out to possible donors. I agreed to do so. Some of my story was in that appeal, Survivor Spotlight, and my face and everything, which was amazing. And that appeal went out to a whole mess of people, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. And RAIN had reported back to me that was one of their more successful appeals that they've had, and they've asked me to be on the website, the official website, and I said that I would. We had a email conversation and also a discussion where it was dedicated, the song was dedicated to RAIN, and we agreed that any royalties, any record sales, any money of any kind that the song Hand Washer generates would go to their organization. Now that I am not in the band, there's some personality conflicts, and that is being held up. But it will happen, and when it does, I'll be letting you all know. And I hope that you not only support me, but please support Rain in its efforts to bring healing to people who are harmed in the most personal and most vulnerable way possible through sexual violence. Um, I stand with and I validate the stories. I validate and stand with the disclosures of victims. And I wish for them healing. I support them in confronting their perpetrator. I support them in doing whatever it is that they need to do to heal from their situation, whether it's limited contact or no contact with the perpetrator, or whether it is, you know, retreating, whatever it is that they need to do to be well. And I hope that um, people can break generational chains in their families. Families can heal. I'm not one of those people who believe that perpetrators can't be helped or can't get well. I believe that they can, if the light in them is still there. You know, I leave that up to the Most High. You know, but I think it's important to have these programs because often when people are harmed and they don't get the counseling and the intervention they need, they often become perpetrators of what they themselves went through. So it is imperative for so many different reasons that we have these services available and that we have it so that people can easily get the phone numbers and the places to go when they need the help. And that hotline is a referral source, a counseling source, um, an information source. It's like a giant clearinghouse of how to help people who are most vulnerable. So God bless Rain, and I hope you'll please continue to support, if nothing else, that particular song and that effort because it really not only is dear to my heart, but you'd be amazed at how common this type of violence and these type of family secrets are, and how important it is to have that hotline and those services available. And if we're not able to get them, so that's basically what's going on. I'm gonna have a show coming up on the 14th of September over at Meadows. Posters will be up about that. That's also the same day as San Gennaro, and it's also the same day that Drew Stone is having a really cool event in Manhattan about the Bronx punk scene and some of our Afro punks. And they're going to be remembering our brother from 24/7 Spies who passed, unfortunately, this year, um, who did that amazing crossover version of Jungle Boogie. Man, that was amazing. Rest easy and rest in power. But if you're in Brooklyn area and you have some time, you want to come by, please check our show out. Support some of our newbies. We have some young people coming all the way out from Jersey and other places who are super talented and really glad to be there. And we're going to be collecting school supplies for families that are struggling financially and maybe need that help getting school supplies for our young people so that they're ready to learn in school. And I just remember as a kid how much I loved school supply shopping. You got your like 94 pack of like Crayola crayons with the sharpener in the back, and you got your number 2 Ticonderoga pencils, and you got the fancy back then. You see, I'm dating myself. They had the Trapper Keeper, you know what I mean, with the Velcro. Yeah, you had your like favorite lunchbox. You know what I mean? That was the Aladdin like lunchbox that you could probably kill someone with if we ward off a mugger with that lunchbox. You know, uh, and it was just always exciting. And then you'd get to school and see some of your friends who maybe you didn't see all the time because maybe they're from another neighborhood, another area of the city, and I hope the children remain safe in school. We recently had a shooting. I pray for their safety in our schools and the safety of our teachers, who we entrust them to every day. And you know, so if you are in the area of the Meadows, um, on Sunday the 14th, please come out and support and drop off some school supplies for some of our young people so they can learn well and succeed and move forward. So that's basically it. That's what I'm doing now. Um, I also gonna have a October show at Lucky 13 uh, for the Autism Charter School. Gonna have the second annual Misfit Toy Mosh over at Mr. Beery's that's gonna feature our Long Island punk bands, and I still have room in that one. So if you're a punk band based in Long Island, hit me up. I want to book you. And like I said, the series is gonna start in November, December every month in Hell's Kitchen, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. I'm also looking to start some jazz stuff. I'm gonna be appealing to some of our jazz and jazz fusion artists pretty soon to do a art auction. I want to do a big giant art auction that features some of our visual artists, and maybe some of the proceeds from the art auction can also go to a good cause, and we can have some jazz and some wine and cheese, and be bougie for the night, you know what I mean, while we help people. So I'm excited about all that good stuff. You will be seeing all that good stuff up here. I love to throw the shows, I love to throw the events, but more than anything, I love to perform on stage for you guys. So I'll definitely be in between all of that amazing stuff, in studio, getting it together to get my tracks down and to get a good 30 to 45 tight set of original stuff, and a couple of really amazing covers of some of our classic punk that we love so much, um, so that maybe I can gig out and perform for you again, because it was fun. I love jumping in the mosh pit with my mic. I love heckling you fucking assholes. um, I love the lights. I love the sound. I love flipping around. I love dressing up in stupid costumes on stage. I love when you yell back, hey at me, like I go hey, you go hey back. That is amazing. I'm looking forward to body surfing with the mic still in my own, because that is the best. That is the best. Nothing gives me more joy than that. Nothing. Nothing gives me more joy than performing. And I'm really grateful that it's not too late at 54 to even start, and that you gave me so much love and support in doing it. Thank you so much. You'll see me around, and I'm sorry for those who are disappointed about my status in the band, but there's a time and a season for everything, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes our time is short, you know, and not all the time is the work that we're to do in a situation music work. Sometimes it's other kinds of work. So I'm glad for the time I had, and onto a whole bunch of new and exciting things. You know, that if you want to support me, you want to collaborate with me on, hit me up. You can get me here on Facebook. You know, my contact information is not a secret. You can go over to the About section of my profile right here on Facebook. It'll have my number. It'll have how to reach me on my other platforms. You can also catch me on YouTube. Diane M, vocalist and producer. I'll put a once this is posted up, I'll put a little link to my YouTube, and you can always reach out to me there. If you go on my YouTube, please hit a subscribe or a like on something, bring my numbers up. And I think it's gonna be a really cool 2026. I think it is. I think if I build over the winter, there's gonna be some cool stuff that happens. I have had the craziest year. Things that I never thought I would do, I did. I it's just been an amazing year. Um, and thank you, and thank you to those of you who've been supportive of my kids, who've been keeping them in prayer, who've been carrying us through. They're doing much better now, and I'm very grateful. I really am. I am grateful. You know, I assert myself and I assert my boundaries. All right, but that doesn't mean I'm not grateful for what I've been given. I don't believe that being grateful for what I've been given means that I have to compromise what I feel is safe or respectful or beneficial to me, um, or that I should have to compromise or give up certain standards or limits that I have. You know, I think that if people love you and truly support you, they don't want you to compromise yourself, who you are, what you believe in, what you think is right, what you feel safe with. in exchange for that support. And of course, everything, a lot of times things are transaction, but I think safe transactions are important. So I don't want anyone to ever think if I set a boundary, set a limit, if this is how my show is going, these are the rules of the show, this is how I run things, that necessarily means I'm not grateful for their input and support. That's absolutely, I am 100%. So thanks a lot so far for an amazing year. I can't believe it's already September and we're already coming back. Soon we'll be in the holidays. It goes so quickly in the blink of an eye. So please uh, appreciate the time that you have. Appreciate the moment you have, because time is something once spent you can never get back. So use it wisely and treat it like it's precious. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's part of the reason I left. Like, I want my time to be spent um, on things that are productive and things that are uplifting, and not on things that I don't feel are serving any good interest for people. You know what I mean? And I just didn't feel that there was any more I could do for the band. I didn't feel there was any more that I could do. And, you know, I felt I had done all I could, and it was just time. It really was. It was just time. Okay. Anyway, bless up. And I know probably nobody's going to see this until tomorrow or later tonight, because you're all on your way to the gig. Those of you who are gigging, again, had a great gig. And those of you who are supporting, have fun at the show. Okay? So, I would say don't do anything I wouldn't do, but I've done some pretty... Well, I'm a punk rocker, right? I'm from the feral generation, Gen X. So we'll just leave it at that. And, what stays in the back... What happened in the back of CDs will stay in the back of CDs. Blessings, okay?